Alright everyone, we are going to go over some of the plans of Matt's Mirage, some of the ideas that he has planned for it. I think that this will be a good start for it, and we're going to just go over everything that he has in mind and kind of see how it all turns out. So here we go.
Right now the car is bone stock, minus it has a K&N panel filter in it. That doesn't even count. Did that for fuel economy. So there's the belt. What do you think of the condition of that belt, for one?
It's hot. It looks a little weathered, but...
You think I could probably get another month out of it, though?
Yeah, I'd say you ought to be able to.
See if I can get it to make any noise real quick for you. And then I'll kind of tell you some of my little ghetto plans.
Alright.
Of course, my key. Alright, there we go. Motor mount.
Hear the intake tube just jiggling away.
Yeah, that's what you get when you buy the cheapest production car in America, everybody, just so you know. That's all about to be gone anyway.
Gonna do some...
The MAP housing is integrated right here. So what I've got is I have a 3D printed 2-inch that adapts to this hose. Then I have an intake bend, and what I'm going to try to do is have the filter sit right about here. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to reflect the gold the intake pipe. I might actually reflect the gold this rubber hose. And I'm thinking about reflect the gold in the whole front surface of the intake manifold, because as you can tell, the fan is blowing all that hot air right onto the intake manifold right here. So I think if I reflect the gold, it'll stop that from heat soaking, and that's a big part of the problem with it, because it does heat soak.
Now let's remind you, this is a CVT automatic 3-cylinder.
With 78 horsepower.
With 78 horsepower.
I just want to get it to about 95.
So we've got a few ideas. He's got some good ideas that he's got working up, and probably do some exhaust work to this thing over the winter.
It's going to get a header, an intake, catless exhaust. I am going to do the Reflect the Gold Ghetto Engineering intake manifold. I'm going to clean that up, reflect the gold, all this intake crack. And that's kind of what I was thinking. And some of my other hilarious ideas. So does all that sound okay to you? Or
yeah, I mean, I hear some injector clicking, that's about it.
Okay, so nothing to worry about. We just need to get a belt on it then.
Yeah, it looks a little worn, but...
Alright, so here's what I'm thinking for some of my other hilarious ideas, so you can all laugh at me. So, obviously this thing heat soaks quite a bit. Something I've been noticing since I do live in southern Ohio. I live in the Dayton area. And it's been in the hundreds on a pretty regular basis out there. So I was thinking, along with the intake there, I was thinking about going really ghetto with like some of the older Group B rally Audi style like hood vents, and putting them to the contour of the hood here and just having them riveted in. I'm thinking about buying them in carbon fiber.
Nice.
But they'll basically run here and here. They're like just the slatted style vents you'd see on like a Group B Audi Sport. I was thinking about just putting them here and here to help bring some of that underhood temperature down.
Form and function.
That's what I'm saying. Not only will it look good, because this car does need some pop, but...
Get it lowered on some coilovers and get it on some decent wheels.
I think if I could just lower the intake air temps by like 30 or 40 degrees, it would probably have a profound effect on not only fuel economy, but performance.
Right.
Then I did decide I'm going to do some RPF 1s and 15-inch. It's on 14s, 165, 60 14s, so I'm going to go to a 195 45, or it's a 195 50 15. I'm going to do some drilled rotors and some like green stuff pads. It's going to go on BC coilovers, and it's going to have a Philippine, I can't even pronounce, rear sway bar on it. So the handling is very, what I'd like to call ponderous, as in you steer the Mirage and it ponders where it wants to go.
Right, so it's not that it's going to be anything for performance oriented. It's more handling, aesthetically pleasing, handling, and it's still your commuter for, you know, everyday work. So
big thing is I live where it's quite curvy, and the way I see it is just how much I have to slow down for some of these curves and re-accelerate by just simply upgrading the handling. It's also going to upgrade the fuel economy. So, some sticky tires, some coilovers, maybe even like some bumper diffusers in the back to let some of the air get out of that rear bumper cover. Kind of like some of the JM fabs we put on our DSMs right here. It's just stuff I've been thinking of. I could probably do everything for under $2 grand, and that would have the car looking better. I was thinking about having this carbon wrapped just to kind of give it a little extra pop.
Would be neat, almost maybe even if you could almost extend it up.
That's what I was
hoping. Extend it up a little, or kind of reposition it maybe.
That's what I would like, so it could actually get some true downforce on the car, because the car is definitely lacking some downforce. And if I wanted to get extreme, which again, I do want to kind of make it handling focused. The car does weigh 2,200 pounds as is. So I was thinking about doing like some of the old school DTM style carbon fiber dive planes, and maybe a small front lip just to help pull the front end down. Because if you've ever driven one of these at like 80 on the interstate and a tractor trailer passes you, you realize just how unaerodynamic this car is. So I'd like to improve upon the aerodynamics just a little bit. Maybe just add a couple 100 pounds of downforce.
Yeah,
to the
definitely.
car. It's never going to be fast, and it doesn't need to be. It's just 15, 20 extra horse, some downforce.
So look forward to seeing the content on that there.
Oh yeah, this
finding
is gonna
out.
happen.
We're gonna maybe see if we can find something that shares a similar brake package, but a little bit better, a little bit bigger, and
get rid of the rear drums. Yeah, that's
maybe do a disc conversion in the rear, and so this is all going to be a learning experience for us. So
yeah, I just kind of want to play with the line. It's not a bad looking car. I
No.
always like the way the car looks. It's just some bigger wheels.
And this thing's already caused raves on opposite lock. So
has. Everybody likes reading about this car. So I figure, well, if I do some race-inspired cosmetic enhancements, that will maybe be functional as well. It'll be affordable. Not only that, nobody else is doing this, so why not?
Definitely. It's not your typical econo box either. Everybody jumps right to a Kia or something like that. So this
it's different.
This is a different take on the on what's out there.
How many people do you see throwing RPF ones on a Mirage?
Right.
Literally, a set of RPF ones is a tenth the cost of the car. So.
Correct.
But I'm that level of stupid, and I know it'd be really cool, so I want to do it.
Yeah.
If I could have 100 crank horsepower out of this thing, and the handling that just my stock Veloster gave me, this car would honestly be the perfect daily.
Yep.
So that's what we're shooting for.
Awesome.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Definitely. This is it. The air box removal and cold air intake install on the Mirage. Matt's currently taking the old box off at the moment.
Working on it.
You can see he did a little bit of DIY heat protection against the intake manifold there. Eventually, I think, what's your plan to maybe do an aluminum manifold anyway, so.
Well, I'm gonna get an exhaust on along with this intake, see how she's receptive. We're gonna be working on the handling. I actually found some upgraded brake components. So I'm gonna start upgrading the brakes, get it on coilovers, kind of adjust the aerodynamics of the car with some add-ons. If I'm liking where it's going, thinking about fabbing up a manifold and kind of going turbocharged with it. So
nice. Yeah, we'll be able to figure something out and fab it up.
This clamp here is definitely shot, so we're about to break
Oh,
it.
the amazing stock Mitsu clamps.
Yep, that one's not coming. So looks like
we can replace it with a new one.
Yeah, it's gonna need it. $2017 and
snapped it off.
There goes the head, so now I gotta drive that out.
Yeah. Show you a little trick on these. There'll be a screwdriver.
Just pop it.
Give it a little bit of slack.
There's the other part that mounts the air box. You got a vise over there, don't you?
I do, but it's not mounted.
Just anyway I can drive this head out of here. I need a screwdriver. Well, not a small screwdriver, but screwdriver that'll fit into here. There we go. Now I just need a hammer. There we go. Backyardigans, folks. Dad, what did I do with the ratchet? Alright, about to take the airbox free here in just a moment. I know they say there's 3 bolts mounting it. This is bolt 3. Now you just gotta go ahead and give me a star bit so I can, we'll unplug it first here. There we go. Airbox is indeed free.
You're all free.
Alright, intake's off.
Have fun.
Maps on here, so we gotta pop that loose right quick so I can figure out how to
we'll
clock
get
it.
Belt change. Our Serpentine belt there. Literally, this doesn't have an automatic tensioner. The only thing that tensions it is this bolt here. It pulls on the alternator, pulls it out this way to keep tension on the belt there. So I already cracked this bolt loose here, and I'm gonna adjust it back in that way, so that way we can swap the belt out real quick.
It's part of it.
And there she is. She's pretty solid there. We did a little bracket, little L bracket down on the bottom there. Kind of hold it in place a little bit there. Not too bad for some, what did you say this was? A Corolla intake pipe?
It's a universal Bafai Asian manufacturer off Amazon Prime of all things. 88 to 91 Corolla intake pipe. Came with some universal
3.5
brackets.
inches.
Yeah, so it puts the filter right behind the headlight, and then the manifold's been heat wrapped as well.
3D printed.
This is the radiator right here, so I'm trying to keep the heat off it. 3D printed MAF adapter. Well, let's fire it up and see what we got.
Yeah, buddy.
Make sure that belt's on there good. Yeah.
Pretty throaty. That's very throaty for a 3-cylinder. Yeah. Belt looks perfect. That is gnarly how loud that is. Yeah. It reminds me so much of the PT Cruiser. Yeah, I'm impressed with that, really.
It's kind of demonic.
You don't expect that sound out of this thing, that's for sure.
As Richard Hammond says, kind of rakish, like a pirate.
I like it.
I wonder if the hood's gonna close. Oh, it should. Let's find out, shall we? We didn't think about that one.
May have to modify that.
I think it's just gonna sit there.
Yeah, I don't think it's really gonna go anywhere. Move that down there or something.
This is what happens when you go custom on a 2-year-old car, guys. These are the things you deal with, and that's just the way it is, and you learn to accept it.
Yeah, still fine.
Does close.
Yep.
There you go. Custom, that would be a, with the filter and gold tape, $94 intake on a Mirage. They said it couldn't be done, but we done did.
Totally transform the sound of it.
And all the people in the forum put them all the way up here. And
yeah.
It's right around the exhaust tube, you know.
Right.
So we put it right here. I bought that bend, literally just using my imagination, envisioning what it would look like. I had no idea. 3.5 inches with a bandsaw later.
Yep.
We have a true cold air intake. And it does sound a lot like a 01 PT Cruiser now.
I say we take a drive and see how throaty it sounds in the car.
I say let's do it. So slow.
All in what, half an hour?
Yeah, that was easy.
Literally gave it a totally different attitude when you step on the throttle and just didn't sound.
Yeah, before it honestly sounded like a weed whacker.
That wraps up our quick little, say we probably had half an hour in swapping that out all together, including having to modify that pipe. So took it for a drive. It sounds totally different. Rather shocked, to be honest, and to say the least. Everything seems to be holding pretty well. We ran into an issue with the hood prop here, but he did say that he is going to maybe try and find something for like a hood strut set up, that way kind of get rid of that. But in all reality, we just kind of sit it right along there, and it seems to didn't go anywhere on our quick little blast. So definitely it's got some get up, you know, going along, not so much low end, but it has more get up, you know, as it's,
reminds you of a Honda Fit. It's really plugged.
yeah, it's kind of, the higher the RPMs, you know, it feels better. So and
it up, it'll pull 70 to 90 pretty good.
Yeah, so, and I mean, we're both not exactly light guys, and it's a tiny car, so it didn't feel bad at all. I'm not saying it's a race car or a rocket ship or anything, but it felt good for what it is, for sure.
Give us some time.
Yeah, but that is going to conclude it for that little part of the Mirage, I guess, little bolt-on modification. So
it's actually a really nicely done intake with the bracket, you know,
yeah,
holding on the alternator tensioner
right
for the belt. It's tucks it right into the core support, so it's getting a lot of fresh
yeah, literally
air
as soon as we came back, and the pipe is, I want to say, like lukewarm. It's not even hot at all.
And the intake manifold is actually cool to the touch, and
right,
before it would actually get really warm. So it's working.
Yeah, it may not be the prettiest or the most scientific, but it, I don't know, when you can go and run the crap out of it and then come back and put your hand right on it and it's, you know, barely warm, I'd say it's at least a step in the right direction.
It's a science experiment, honestly.
So, there we have it.
Bye.